Welcome to the Business Spotlight Podcast. My name is David Beeson. I am your host for today's conversation, and my guest today is Chase Dupuis, founder and CEO of Trafcon Services. We're going to be talking about his business, journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. Chase, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here today. I would love for you to give us a little bit of background of who you are and tell us a little bit about your business as well.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thanks for having me. So my name is Chase. I'm the founder of Trafcon Services. We've been in business. I've been doing this work for about 10 years now. Trafcon specifically for 4-ish years. We do temporary traffic control and permitting for um, mostly commercial construction in Austin, in and around Austin, Texas. We typically work for general contractors, developers, utility contractors, and our little niche is any work in the right of way, any city-owned right of way. We kind of the middleman between the contractor and the city.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, kind of setting the stage for the audience and listeners, what does your general ownership structure look like? Are you sole founder and owner? Do you have a partner, outside investors?
Sole founder and owner. Yes, sir. Just me.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about what role you currently play in the business. What does your day-to-day look like?
Man, honestly, I'm trying to grow currently. Still doing a lot of the day-to-day tasks. I've hired a kind of an assistant to help with some things. I have an accounting person, but overall, I'm doing the bulk of it. Ultimately, I'd like to get where I'm just doing more of the people part, but not quite there yet. So
Yeah.
still kind of wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah. Is that your goal in the next couple of years, just like expansion?
Yeah, absolutely. Would like to grow, free up a little more time, maybe get into some other things, just two kids, 6 and 3. So, we're busy with that. And ultimately I'd like to scale up a little bit and get some more people in to help out.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Me and my wife are expecting our first kid, so I know that's gonna
Nice.
I know it's gonna change a lot of stuff, but we're really excited.
Oh yeah, it'll change, but it's for the better for sure.
Everyone's been telling me to get sleep now, so trying to do that.
Yeah, the first year is a little rough, but it smooths out pretty quick.
Yeah. So I'm curious, how many hours do you spend working in the business, the job itself, and how many do you spend working on the business, which strategy, planning, things like that?
Gosh, man. I mean, it varies depending on workload. Obviously, it's a construction industry, so it's kind of hot or cold. It's really hard to predict. Usually comes in waves. So when I'm really busy, like coming in, I'll do the best I can to carve out at least an hour or two a day to work on some business development stuff, outreach, that sort of thing. But there's also time, everything has a deadline and they usually want it yesterday. So it
Yeah.
just varies. But to answer your question, I probably don't spend enough time working on the business. And again, that's another reason for trying to grow this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, makes sense. So why'd you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed to choosing to work for someone else? Like, what was that transition like for you?
Man, I just always, since I was a kid, just had a desire to be an entrepreneur, and I don't know why. I don't know what started it. And I've tried a lot of things and done a lot of different things over the years, and this is kind of the one that stuck. I've had jobs, several, W-2 jobs, and just never felt truly fulfilled. I always thought, that I had a ceiling if I had a real job per se. I just like the idea of not having limits on what I could do. So that's kind of, I don't know, just always had this whatever internal desire to be my own boss and grow something. And, you know, I don't know, hard to say. and this opportunity kind of opened up, and I've just run with it and been enjoying it. It's challenging. It's really hard. I think the other part to it, is especially with business, it's kind of what you put in, right? Like you're not really relying on anyone else, and there's really no excuses. It's kind of up to you to, you know, make of it what you want. That excites me.
Yeah. So as you look back on your journey so far, what has been the most memorable roadblock or hurdle you were challenged with that you were forced to overcome?
Gosh, man, there's so many. And I don't know that I've ever fully overcome any of them. Usually it's me though. It's always me in my own way, whether it's around money, spending money on, investing money into the business. What is productivity, like
Yeah.
I think in the beginning I struggled a lot with feeling like if I wasn't in front of my computer from 8 to 5, doing something quote unquote productive, then it wasn't a productive day. So learning that, going out and networking and meeting with clients can be more productive than admin style work has been a big one for me. One conversation can change your whole trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So who primarily does your business serve? If I were in the audience, how would I know I was a good fit for your product and service?
I would say if you work in the right of way, you could be a good client. We typically are Me personally, I enjoy working for general contractors. We do a lot of work for GCs, around town building high rises or any kind of mixed use, stuff like that. I enjoy seeing the process, right? Like a lot of times we'll meet in the beginning of the job and it may be a parking lot or some old building, and then getting to watch them tear this thing down and build a, beautiful building is just it's always intrigued me. Our piece is very little, but just watching the thing come alive is really cool to me.
Yeah, no, makes sense. So, um, how do you compete and compare with your competitors?
Yeah, so in this space in the city of Austin specifically, we kind of have it's kind of a niche, spot we're in. The city of Austin requires these traffic control plans be signed and sealed by a PE, and I'm not a PE. So what I do is kind of work with a couple different PEs in town and help with the traffic control piece. So, most PEs are not going to go to school to do traffic control, permitting type stuff. So it's not really in their wheelhouse. It's not why they set out to be an engineer. So anyway, a lot of the folks that are doing what we do are engineering firms, and they don't have, traffic control specialists on their team. So if they do it, it's kind of maybe as a courtesy to their client, it's not really what they're, trying to do. So I feel like we have a, upper hand there, just being a little more, hands-on and experts in that space.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to kind of transition this over a little bit into marketing. So, I personally have a digital marketing background. I went to school for marketing and TV and film production. So, I kind of smashed the two together. So, I'm always curious what successful businesses are doing. What percentage of your monthly sales typically is invested back into your marketing budget?
Man, currently not a whole lot. One of my favorite sayings is, what got you here won't get you there. Kind of experiencing a lot of that right now. The growth of experience mostly has been word of mouth, just networking, that sort of thing. And as I'm learning, there's only so far you can go with that, and then you start wanting to grow faster than you're organically growing. Um, yeah, marketing is a big thing, and I currently not a whole lot, but it is something we're looking at and trying to build in. Um, yeah, that answers your question.
Yeah. Have you thought about trying to get more into like social media to do some more like organic type of outreach?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, recently just hired a consultant to help me with social media. I'm
Nice.
not a social media guy in my personal life, so it's not doesn't come easily to me. yeah, that's something I'm working on. And I know the importance of it for sure. So working on that.
Yeah, because it's added like another level, I think, in the last 5 years, social media has, where it's almost like its own form of networking, where if you're able to do a good post, you can then be able to people will start reaching out to you, and then you can set up times for like coffee to meet or to go over something. I think social media has kind of almost turned into its own form of networking in the last 3 years.
100%, man. I was telling somebody this the other day. I, what I've noticed about social media is the clients I have gotten through social media, typically when they call because they saw a post at the right time, it's like they're pre-vetted, like they
Yep.
already have this trust. They saw something, they liked it, something happened in that moment that they thought, hey, I would do business with this guy. And then they reach out and it's just a different level of trust, it feels like. It's really bizarre. And the couple times that's happened, it's just showed me the importance of it for sure.
Yeah. Um, so what approach have you taken to track your leads? Do you have like a CRM you prefer or anything like that?
To attract leads.
Yeah, tracking your leads.
Yeah, I use a CRM for sure. No real tried and true method, to be honest with you. Kind of again, trying to go through this spot I'm in, just
Yeah.
so far I've done so, and this kind of ties to the other question of things I have to overcome. I'm just so used to this kind of old school, good old boy approach, just trying to take care of people. And I have a lot of repeat clients. So it's, very grateful. But again, trying to scale beyond that, there's a lot of things I'm learning and figuring out as I go.
Yeah, no, makes sense. So I know you mentioned that you had a couple of team members already and that you're hoping to be able to hire more people. So I'm curious, how would you describe your leadership style in business? Has it changed over the years?
Yeah, I would say so. I think my goal has always been to be very flexible. That I try to treat people I work with, the way I would want to be treated. I know that people have a life, and I try to respect that. I'd say, you know, what's changed obviously over the years is more just communication, expectations. Making sure that that's crystal clear. Had some bad experiences, with hiring people and whatnot, and a lot of that. Like I said, I take full responsibility. I learned a lot, and um, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So are you developing any other leaders in your team currently?
Not currently, no, no. I would love to get to that point, but not there yet.
Yeah. So what has been your approach to hiring and retaining team members?
So far, honestly, just kind of asking around, looking for people. Usually try to bounce ideas off of, people I look up to. Um, yeah, haven't hired enough to have a true system. Um, Trial and error,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah.
most things.
Yeah, no, makes sense. All right, so you ready to transition to a couple rapid fire questions?
Sure.
All right. What is the key to success for you?
Well, that's a moving target. I would say at this point it would be time. Um,
Yeah.
I think I'm successful if I have time.
What is one piece of advice that you would have for other business owners?
Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. It gets boring, but the good stuff is when you hold on.
What is a book or podcast you're reading or listening to right now?
Currently I'm reading a book, The Goal, um, older book, pretty good. Podcasts, I was obviously listen to a lot of those. Probably favorite is Ed Milet, Joe Rogan, you know, kind of mainstream stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan as well.
Yeah, it's hard not to, right?
Yeah, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
My dad will call me randomly, be like, "New Joe Rogan episode drops." I'm like, "All right, now I gotta go listen to
Dude,
it."
I love it. I know it's fascinating. I mean, podcasts are a really fascinating thing, man. Like, especially you just kind of get to learn how somebody else thinks. It's kind of mind blowing, really.
Yeah, especially like if I'm driving around, going to like, going to do chore going to the grocery store, going to, you know, going to Target or whatever because my wife needs something. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw on a podcast and go drive and relax.
100%. Yep.
uh,
I look forward to road trips just to listen to podcasts, no
yeah,
doubt.
I'm the same way. All right. So this is kind of a fun question. If you had a little bit of magic dust and you could choose one spot in your business to sprinkle it on and everything would be perfect there, what spot would you pick and why?
Man, I think I would it would have to be just a consistent pipeline of work. Like I mentioned earlier, it just everything comes in waves, and every time I think, things are smooth and good, it's too busy or it's too slow. It's just very rarely is it smooth.
Yeah. Yeah. No, makes sense. Well, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. If you wanted to, you could share with the audience how they can follow you, learn more, contact you guys.
Yeah, right on. So website is trafconservices.com. We're on LinkedIn, same thing under Trafcon. Not a huge online presence currently, but to be continued on that. Hopefully soon enough we'll be posting more. That's really it. Not much on Instagram or, that platform. Just being that we're mostly commercial,
Yeah.
stick to
No.
LinkedIn really.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Awesome. Well, we've come to the final question of the day, and that is what is most inspiring to you today?
Most inspiring, I think just my family, man. That's what inspires me. It motivates me. Um, yeah, it's might be kind of a lame answer there, but that's all I
No,
got.
no, family's never lame, man. It's what keeps me going every day too, is my family. So I completely agree.
Yeah, 100%, man. I've wanted to check out many times, and I think if it wasn't for them, I probably would have.
Yeah. Well, this was a great conversation. I really enjoyed getting to hear your story. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. Also, I just want to encourage all of you watching to save this show and come back and watch it again because Chase really did have some great insights for business. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that way you get notifications every time a new episode drops, just like this one. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and a special thanks to you, Chase, for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I will see you all in the next episode.